Amazon preparing to release fourth quarter earnings after the bell. With a stellar holiday season behind them, what can investors expect going forward? Joining us now to discuss this is Tuna Amobi, equity analyst at CFRA. Tuna, a record number of people tried out Amazon Prime in the fourth quarter. Can you talk about how the Prime segment fits into Amazon's revenue growth?
Sure. I think it's actually one of the major catalysts that we expect to drive the holiday season. We know that Prime has been growing subscribers tremendously, not just in the US, but internationally, thanks to a lot of features and enhancements that have been added to that program. So we know that Amazon has been gaining share from traditional retailers. Prime subscribers tend to spend a lot more time and a lot more money, by the way, than non-Prime. So look for a pretty strong earnings release from Amazon next week.
And obviously, if you're a Prime subscriber, you get those original videos, which are going head-to-head more each quarter with the likes of companies like Netflix. What kind of growth do you see from the video side of their business?
Well, Prime Video has been really growing in leaps and bounds over the last year or more. And I think last December, when the company came out and announced a global launch of Prime Video to more than 200 countries, we think that was really the inflection point. The company signaling that it's going to go head-to-head with Netflix. We expect content spending on video to significantly increase this year, although still a fraction of what Netflix is spending. The company has been getting critical acclaim in some of its original programming. All of those are indications that video is going to remain a major component of the Prime offering, and that will really get better as we look to this year and beyond.
And obviously the company always making headlines. It's Amazon Go, Alexa, you got brick and mortar stores in the past few months. What is going on with the company? What do you see next from them? How do I even understand how, if I'm an investor and I'm not a pro, I'm not you, how do I understand what this company is and how do I put together all of these different components, like the fact that, oh, now they're doing brick and mortar stores? I don't know how to figure out what this company is in my mind.
That's one of the most recurring questions we get. I think the best way to view Amazon is really being at the intersection of e-commerce and technology and media, all of those things. And I think the company has done a terrific job in leveraging technology to improve its platform, hardware devices. The Alexa technology is really taking off. With Amazon, it's really all about providing speed, selection, and convenience for customers. That's really where the battle is going to be won or lost ultimately in the e-commerce space. That's why you see traditional retailers really trying to at least stem the market share losses that Amazon has been gaining. So ultimately, I think Amazon is going to be viewed at the forefront of e-commerce and technology, and really using the tools that it has to provide incremental add-on services such as Amazon Web Services, which is the cloud infrastructure business.
What do you think the company's biggest headwind is?
Well, I think one of the most recurring questions we get is the intensifying competition in the e-commerce space, not just from traditional retailers like Walmart and Target that are actually, by the way, doing a much better job in that space, but also we hear a lot about competition on the infrastructure side from the likes of Google and Microsoft. Cloud infrastructure gotten a lot more crowded right now. But ultimately, I think if you're an investor, you have to look at valuation. We still have a buy recommendation on the shares. As you know, the shares have significantly outperformed the broader market over the last few years. So one of the questions is, do we really think that there is more upside from these levels? We think so, because if you look at a peer group of consumer-facing internet retailers, on any number of metrics, price to sale, we still think Amazon is a good bet at these levels, despite the share price run-up that I referenced.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to ask you next, which is it a good time to buy this stock? Obviously, so many different tech stocks, a lot of them have done well. We're at all-time highs, basically, in the market here. What's an investor to do? Should they just buy Amazon and think of that as a diversified tech play? Because in a way, you're getting so many different kind of businesses in that one stock. Or would you still keep Amazon as part of a bigger diversified basket?
Well, I think Amazon ultimately gives you a play in a number of different areas, whether it's e-commerce or or even technology in some sense, hardware devices I mentioned earlier as a major, driver of the holiday sales. So I get a lot of questions, what's the right way to look at Amazon? Clearly, we don't think it should be valued as a traditional retailer. Also, we don't think it should be necessarily valued as a pure tech company. I think it's somewhere in the sweet spot in between, and that's why we look at a peer group across, various areas, retail, technology, et cetera. And I do believe that, the so-called, you've heard, the so-called FANG stocks, of which Amazon is one of the major components. I think really the secular trends in, e-commerce and online really favor companies that are market leaders in a major fast-growing area, of which Amazon obviously the dominant player. One of the main challenges obviously is going to be in China, which they haven't really been able to crack. But internationally, we're seeing the same trends, and that's why we believe there's still a lot of runway to go as we look to 2017 and beyond.
Well, Tuna, I know you'll be getting ready for those earnings, and we'll all be waiting to see what happens. Thanks again for joining us here, and thanks for everybody else watching. I'm Eric Chemi. Have a great day.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.